Last Night in Soho is a psychological horror film directed by Edgar Wright. Ellie Turner, played by Thomasin Mackenzie, is a 60s obsessed girl who moves from her home in rural Cornwall to study fashion in London. She's overwhelmed by the city and dorm life, so she decides to rent a small private room in an older building. Her first night sleeping there, she has a vivid dream where she experiences the life of another young woman named Sandy, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, who's an aspiring singer in the 1960s. Every night, Ellie follows the life of Sandy as she tries to make it in the club scene in Soho. So for the first 20 minutes of this movie where everything is groovy, you're going, "Oh my god, look at how beautiful Anya Taylor-Joy is." Then, because it's a horror movie, bad things happened in the past, and Ellie tries to solve the mystery while ghosts slowly invade her waking life. If you think you've heard this plot before, it's because it's been done so many times, and there's not much you can really do. Most ghost movies fall into three categories: ones where the ghosts want you to help them, ones where the ghosts want to kill you, and a mixture of both. But they don't do anything special with the story here. You know exactly what's going to happen, you know exactly what the twists are, you know exactly what the ending is going to be. I wasn't bored, but the whole time I was like, please do something to surprise me, but it never does. If you want to see a really good movie with kind of a similar premise, I'd recommend 1991's Dead Again, directed by Kenneth Branagh, which is super fucking scary. Anyways, as for the positives, Thomasin Mackenzie's acting is really good as this kind of little girl lost in the big city, and the cinematography is done by Jung Jong-hoon, who is Park Chan-wook's cinematographer. He did Old Boy and Lady Vengeance and The Handmaiden, so this movie looks fantastic. But if you're expecting any of the clever editing or wild effects like in the two good Edgar Wright movies, Shaun of the Dead and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, you won't find any of that here. So without the really high-level look of the film, you have a story that you'd find in any of the thousands C-tier horror movies buried in the back shelves of Netflix. You're not wasting your time watching this, but you don't really need to. I'd have to give Last Night in Soho a 2.5 out of 5.